In this video, I want to show you the Finland you don't see if you only stay in Helsinki. This is still Finland, only about 3 hours from the capital. But to get here, you need a car, ferries, a small boat, and a reason to leave the city behind. Most people visit Helsinki and think that they have seen Finland. But I don't really agree with that, because this feels like a completely different version of the country. And this is one of the things I still find strange about Finland. You can leave the capital city, and in just few hours everything starts to feel slower. Less traffic, more trees, more water, fewer people, and even from the car window you can already feel the landscape changing. The city starts to disappear, the roads get smaller, the forest gets closer, and slowly it stops feeling like a Helsinki. To reach the place, you don't just drive there. At some point, the road becomes water. You wait for a ferry. Drive into it. Cross to the next island. And then continue. This is one of the things I really like about Turku Archipelago. The journey already feels like a part of the destination. In the archipelago, water is not just a scenery. It is part of the route, part of the logistics, part of everyday life here. And even a short ferry ride makes the whole trip feel slower. After the first ferry, we kept driving. Small roads, forests, summer cottages, open fields. More water. Almost no city feeling anymore. And this is where trip starts to feel less like a transportation and more like slowly leaving normal life behind. This part of Finland is called the Turku Archipelago. It sits in the southwest of the country, between mainland, Åland, and the Baltic Sea. And it is much bigger than it looks on a map. The region has tens of thousands of islands and skerries. Some have villages, roads, shops, and summer cottages. Tell me in comments if you'd like to have this ferry driver's job. Life here follows completely another logic. Distances are not only about kilometers. They're about ferries, boat rides, weather, and water. And the further you go, the more it feels like the sea is deciding the rhythm. And then the road ends. From here, you can't reach the island by car, so everything has to be moved by hand. Bags, food, drinks, camera gear, all of it goes from the car into the boat. The boat ride itself is very short, maybe around 1 minute. But mentally, this is the moment when the trip really changes. Because now, there is no road anymore. Only water. The island is small. There are a few summer cottages here, maybe around 7 in total. It's not really a full-time home, more like a summer cottage place. Electricity, water, sauna, and outdoor toilet. No fences between the plots. Just forest, small paths, private piers, and water everywhere. And that very Finnish feeling that people don't need to mark everything too loudly. But still, you can't reach it without a boat. And that alone changes how the place feels. You are not completely isolated, but you are definitely outside normal city life. And then there are small details you only notice when you slow down. Spiders everywhere, small insects, strange little corners of nature. Things you would probably walk past in the city without thinking. But on an island like this, they somehow become part of the atmosphere. In the evening, we started the fireplace. And this is one of those things that makes cottage life feel different. You don't just press a button and get comfort immediately. You prepare it. You wait for it. You hear the wood. You feel the room slowly changing. And then we saw this little thing. I honestly don't remember seeing anything like this before. Maybe it was just a small insect. Maybe something like a firefly. The next morning started slowly. No rush, no city noise. Just breakfast, coffee, and that feeling that the day does not need to start immediately. The cottage itself is simple. A veranda with a view, wood stacked and ready, nothing excessive. But everything has a purpose. And I think that this is one of the reasons places like this feel so good. They are not built around showing off. They are built around being used. But places like these don't stay beautiful by themselves. Someone has to take care of them. So part of the weekend was not just resting, it was also work. Cleaning moss and pine needles from the roof. Small things, but they matter. Because when nature is this close, it slowly takes over if you ignore it. Then we chopped wood for the sauna and fireplace. And honestly, this is one of the most real parts of cottage life. You enjoy the quiet island life, but you also have to accept the maintenance behind it. Not bad for a short session. This is the kind of result that feels better than it should. And then this is the view from the sauna. Just imagine hitting the sauna, walking out and going straight into the water. That is probably one of the most Finnish things I can think of. And then, of course, food. Nothing too fancy. Burgers on the open grill. Taking photos before eating. Because apparently, even island food needs a photo shot. But honestly, food outside just tastes different. Maybe it is the smoke. Maybe it is the air. Maybe it is because you had to travel this far to eat something so simple. But this is one of those moments where you understand why people like cottage weekends so much. It is not about doing something spectacular. It is about simple things feeling better than usual. And if you enjoy these small, real moments from Finland, not just the tourist places, but the quiet everyday side of the country, then maybe this channel is for you. I make calm videos about life in Finland, Helsinki, and places like this. So feel free to subscribe. And after lunch, later we took the boat around the nearby islands. And this is where archipelago starts to make sense. It is not just one island. It is a whole landscape made of water, rocks, trees, and small summer places. From the map, Finland looks like one country, but from here it feels more like many quiet worlds connected by water. And that is why I don't think Helsinki tells the whole story. I like Helsinki. It is clean, calm, practical, and easy to live in. But Finland is much bigger than the capital. There is the archipelago, the lakes, the forests, the north, the summer cottages, the places where silence is not empty. It is the main thing. And for me, this trip was a reminder that sometimes you don't need to go very far. 3 hours from Helsinki can already feel like another world. But this was only one part of the story. The real reason we came this way was still ahead. Soon, we would continue by bike through the archipelago towards Åland. And that trip deserves its own video. So I will leave this one here. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.